I want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to my sponsor, P2 Collectibles, located at 204 East McGalley Road in Muncie and on eBay as well. So next time you're here in Muncie, let us know. Come give us a visit. Hey, what is up, y'all? This is Alex from Plus 3 TCG coming at y'all with a deck profile. We're going to be looking at Magical Musketeers now that we have Max. This card is honestly, it just gains you more advantage. I wish there was a better going first card, but Max allows you some cool turn 3. I guess if you're going second, you can do some stuff because you can just summon a musket, and then depending on if they have spell or traps or a lot of monsters on board, you'll be able to continue your plays. But it is a going second card, so keep that in mind when you are playing this deck, that not much changes outside of your going second stuff, and past turn 1 your plays change a little bit. You get to be a little more reactive, but nothing really changes about the lineup. I still think you should play 3 Caspar, 3 Doc, 3 Brave, and 2 Starfire. I don't think any of the other ones are good. They just, yes, you can summon them. You can summon the bad ones from deck with Max. However, they still aren't that good. There's just, I guess you can do like the Zakiel maybe because you can draw cards, but other than that, the other ones are just like utility cards, and I don't necessarily think they're worth playing. If you want to play a 3rd Starfire, you can, but I don't know. I just don't think Starfire just has, like I said before, Starfire has to be played when you have a good hand. And if you don't have a good hand, Starfire really doesn't do that much if you don't have the musket spell or traps or the extenders to be able to do that. So with that in mind, this wraps up the monster lineup. 3 Ash, because you're already playing a deck full of hand traps, if you will. So hand traps should just probably stay generic. 3 Ties, 3 Instant, and then the chains that I made from the last profile. I don't play Pot of Extravagance anymore. I went back to 3 Desires and 1 Upstart. I'd rather just have cards that I'd rather have cards that get me to my stuff and extend me into plays. Whereas Extravagance has to be activated at the beginning of main phase 1. It doesn't trigger any of your boys. So I don't know. I just don't think it's worth playing. Let me know down in the comment section if you think differently. But I do think that this Pot of Desires and Upstart is the correct ones to be playing, because you can draw into these cards and then go off with your musket plays. And then all the musket cards. 3 Cross Dom, 1 Steady Hand, and then we'll go to the trap lineup in a second. Obviously, nothing's really changed here. I still think this card is good as a 1-of. If you get rid of it, no big deal. 3 Called By, 3 Desperado, 3 Last Stand, and then 1 Crooked Crown. So I am pretty sure this is correct. Because I want to talk about this as far as like how this card works. It would seem like you would be able to activate this card, like say, as a reactive card. Let's say you have this and an additional magical musket in your hand. You would think that you would be able to, if they like, let's say, respond with a spell in this column right here. You cannot, you would think you can, but you cannot activate Crooked Crown, summon 1 from hand, and then as it's resolving, then get Caspar's effect or one of your muskets effect, because they read, let me know if this is correct or if this is incorrect down in the comment section. It says if a spell or trap is activated in this card's column. I think the word to pay attention to here is. Is it being activated when this card is on the board? No, it's resolving. So I don't want anyone to try and cheat and go into Crooked Crown, summon, because this is kind of what I thought at first, but upon further reading, I'm pretty sure it does not work like that. Let me know down in the comment section if I'm incorrect, though. But if you were to summon this and this were to resolve in the column, you would not get its effect because it's resolving, not activating. It doesn't check for activation. It's checking for if it is activation. It's not checking for if it was activated. Is it being activated in this column? No. So I just wanted to elaborate a little bit on that. even though that is makes this card exponentially worse, I still think it is very good to play. It allows you to control their monster zones as well, and if you get lucky and you can put it in a zone where they have to activate something like pendulums or something like that, then this card is good in certain matchups. But I do think it is great as a 1-up because it's an extender. And then we're playing just a small solemn lineup. I don't think you need to play strikes because you are playing 3 main deck strikes, if you will. They don't destroy the monster, but they do negate the monster effect, and essentially that's all Solemn Strike is doing here because we have cards that can get rid of stuff. Ideally, you're not using Desperado and Cross Dom on the same monster, but that is a potential to get rid of something. So we're going to go into the extra deck now. 3 max. You can get away with 2, but I think 3 is pretty solid. 1 Link Karibo. Honestly, these are all the cards that you're really summoning. You're not summoning much more. You can. These are just for spot removal. Ningirsu Nightmare package. Triple Burst for if you're going into Striker. Really, you should know by now. I talk about this card a lot, and if you don't know what this card is used for, read it because it is great. Boral Sword, Boral Load. These aren't happening a lot, but they can come up. Acid Golem for if stuff is way too big for you to get over and you only have 2 monsters on board. 1 Nightmare for time. If you can't get over their stuff, then you can just make a Nightmare. And then Falcon because you side, Waking the Dragon. The cards that you do set, you're going first. If you can afford it, you can probably side out all 3 of these or all 3 of your Ash, and then just side in Waking the Dragon, and you have a target. And most decks cannot handle Ultimate Falcon, so just keep that in mind. Your extra deck space is pretty loose, so you can afford to put more targets in there if you like. And then for the instant fusion targets, Millennium Eyes Restrict and Thousand Eyes Restrict. Nothing's really changed for the explanation with this. If you can summon this, if you can summon one of your muskets and then summon this by activating instant fusion under 1, then you can effectively make sure that it goes through unless they imperm it. And Thousand Eyes Restrict is just spot removal, really. You can do that before your combo goes off. You can just like use a cast bar, or just straight up summon Thousand Eyes Restrict and then get the monster off if you're afraid that it's going to negate anything. It just has a lot of utility, and I think that the extra deck is loose enough that you can afford wacky cards like this or like this. I don't even think this one's that wacky though. But let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I especially want to hear people's opinions on the Crooked Crown because I don't know if this is official yet. I haven't looked into this. Let me know down in the comment section below though, y'all. And this is Alex from Plus3 TCG signing out.